Before we start, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Now let's dive in. Creatine. It's a term that often creates a buzz in fitness discussions. But what's the reason behind it? Today we are about to thoroughly explore this often misinterpreted supplement. Welcome to our exhaustive investigation of creatine. We'll probe into its nature, its function inside the body, and the possible benefits it can present. Additionally, address the big question: is creatine safe to use? There's an abundance of information out there, some are accurate, some are not, and distinguishing between these can be a tough task. We'll be revealing some of the frequent myths and misunderstandings that surround this dietary supplement. From its safety aspects to suggested dosages, potential after effects, and personal variability, we will address everything. We will also discuss special considerations for particular groups, so strap in as we dispel some myths and illuminate the reality about creatine. But first, let's address the question: what exactly is creatine? Creatine is a naturally occurring substance in our bodies, specifically in our muscle cells. It's a compound that is made up of 3 amino acids: L-arginine, glycine, and L-methionine. While it's produced in the liver, kidneys, and pancreas, a majority of it is stored in the muscles, with a small amount present in the brain. Now, when we talk about energy, creatine plays a vital role. Our bodies use a molecule called adenosine triphosphate, or ATP, as the primary energy source for numerous cellular processes. Think of ATP like the battery that powers your cell's functions. However, this battery doesn't last forever and needs recharging. And this is where creatine comes into play. When your muscles need a quick burst of energy for activities like sprinting or weightlifting, they break down ATP into another molecule called adenosine diphosphate, or ADP. This process releases energy but leaves your muscles with a lot of ADP and not enough ATP. Creatine steps in at this point, donating a high-energy phosphate group to ADP, converting it back to ATP. This process essentially recharges your muscle's energy source, allowing you to maintain high-intensity exercise for longer periods. So, when you supplement with creatine, you're essentially increasing the amount of creatine phosphate available in your muscles. This, in turn, allows more ATP to be rapidly produced during exercise, which can lead to improvements in strength, power, and performance. Now, you might be wondering, if our bodies already produce creatine, why would we need to supplement it? Well, the creatine naturally produced by our bodies only covers about half of our daily needs. The other half usually comes from our diet, particularly from meat and fish. However, for those who exercise regularly or follow a vegetarian or vegan diet, supplementing with creatine can help ensure that their muscles have enough of this vital compound. So creatine isn't some alien substance, it's something your body naturally produces and uses every day. Now that we know what creatine is, let's look at why some people choose to supplement with it. Creatine is prized by athletes and fitness enthusiasts for its potential to improve performance. It works by increasing the body's capacity to produce energy rapidly, which can give you that extra push during intense workouts. This can lead to improved strength, endurance, and muscle mass over time. But the benefits of creatine aren't limited to physical fitness. Emerging research suggests that it might also offer neurological benefits. For instance, it has been linked to improved mental clarity, better mood, and even a potential protective effect against neurological diseases like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. It's important to note, however, that these benefits are not guaranteed for everyone. Your individual response to creatine can depend on a variety of factors, including your diet, workout regimen, and genetics. So, creatine can provide some significant benefits, but only when used correctly. Of course, the million-dollar question is creatine safe? Let's dive into that. You'll find that the safety profile of creatine is actually quite robust. This supplement has been the subject of extensive scientific research for over 2 decades. That's right, 20 years of scrutiny and testing. And what does the evidence tell us? It says that for healthy adults, creatine is not only safe, but can also be a powerful tool when used correctly. Major health organizations, including the International Society of Sports Nutrition, endorse the use of creatine for increasing athletic performance and muscle mass. But let's not forget the importance of using it as directed. Creatine isn't something to be taken lightly or without proper understanding. Like any supplement, it's essential to follow the recommended dosages and not to exceed them. Overdoing it doesn't lead to more benefits, but it can lead to side effects like stomach discomfort. It's also crucial to remember that while creatine is generally safe for healthy individuals, it may not be suitable for everyone. Certain people, particularly those with kidney disease, are advised not to use creatine. So if you have any underlying health conditions, it's always smart to consult with a healthcare professional before starting any new supplement regimen. And here's another interesting fact. Creatine is not just found in supplement form, it's also naturally present in foods like meat and fish. So when you consume these foods, you're also getting a dose of creatine. This fact further underscores its safety profile. Yet, despite all this evidence, creatine often finds itself under the microscope, with many misconceptions swirling around it. Why is that? Perhaps it's because of its effectiveness, or maybe it's just a case of misunderstanding. Whatever the reason, it's important to separate the facts from the fiction, and the fact is, creatine is safe when used appropriately. So, it's clear that creatine isn't the villain it's often made out to be, but remember, it's not a magic potion either. Like anything that offers benefits, it requires proper use and understanding. With that, you can harness the power of creatine safely and effectively. Despite the evidence, there are still plenty of myths floating around about creatine. Let's dive in and debunk some of these misconceptions with facts and science. One popular myth is that creatine causes kidney damage. This myth is likely due to the fact that creatine supplementation can increase levels of creatinine, a waste product processed by the kidneys. However, numerous studies have found no evidence of creatine causing kidney damage in healthy individuals. It's always wise to consult with your healthcare professional before starting any supplementation routine, especially if you have a pre-existing condition. Another common myth is that creatine causes dehydration and cramping. Contrary to this myth, studies have shown that creatine can actually increase total body water, enhancing hydration status. As for cramping, there's no definitive scientific evidence linking creatine use to muscle cramps or spasms. The third myth we'll address is that creatine is a form of steroid. This is far from the truth. Creatine is a naturally occurring substance found in our muscle cells and is not related to steroids, which are synthetic substances designed to mimic hormones in the body. The fourth myth suggests that creatine is only for bodybuilders or powerlifters. While it's true that creatine can help improve performance in high-intensity, short-duration exercises, it's beneficial for everyone, not just the weightlifting crowd. Whether you're a sprinter, a football player, or just someone looking to improve overall fitness, creatine can be a valuable addition to your nutritional strategy. Finally, there's a myth that all creatine supplements are the same. In reality, there are several types of creatine available, with creatine monohydrate being the most researched and widely recommended. It's essential to choose high-quality pure creatine from a reputable source to ensure safety and effectiveness. As you can see, many of the fears about creatine are based on misinformation. The truth is, when used correctly, creatine is a safe and effective supplement that can help enhance exercise performance and muscle growth. So, how much creatine should you take, and what side effects might you experience? Well, the recommended dosage of creatine is usually around 5 grams per day. Some people prefer to start with a loading phase of 20 grams per day for the first week, then switch to the maintenance dose of 5 grams. But remember, more isn't necessarily better. Taking more than the recommended dose won't give you better results and might lead to side effects. Side effects of creatine can include stomach discomfort, muscle cramping, and dehydration. It's important to stay well hydrated while taking creatine, especially during exercise. Now, let's talk individual variability. Everyone's body reacts differently to supplements, and creatine is no exception. Some people might see significant improvements in their performance and muscle growth, while others might notice very little change. Like any supplement, creatine isn't a one-size-fits-all solution. It's important to understand how it affects you as an individual. Are there any people who should think twice before taking creatine? This is a question that often pops up. Here's what you need to know. Certain populations like adolescents and pregnant women may need to be cautious. For adolescents, their bodies are still growing and developing, and while creatine has not been shown to be harmful, it is still recommended to wait until full maturity before considering supplementation. As for pregnant women, there's a lack of research on creatine use during pregnancy, so it's generally recommended to avoid it. Another aspect to consider is the quality and purity of the supplement. Not all creatine is created equal, so make sure to choose a reputable brand that tests for impurities. Low-quality supplements may contain harmful additives or contaminants, which can pose serious health risks. Remember, it's always crucial to consult with a healthcare professional before starting any new supplement regimen. We've covered a lot of ground today, so let's recap. Creatine, a naturally occurring compound found in our bodies, plays a crucial role in energy production. Supplementation can potentially enhance exercise performance and muscle growth. The safety profile of creatine is solid, with numerous studies and health organizations giving it their seal of approval when used as directed. However, it's important to debunk the myths surrounding creatine and to understand that individual responses can vary. Dosage and potential side effects have been discussed, along with special considerations for specific populations. If you're considering creatine supplementation, do your research, consult with a healthcare professional, and always prioritize quality and purity. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into creatine. Remember to subscribe for more myth-busting fitness videos and check out the description for our sponsors. Stay strong, stay informed, and see you next time.